After a long break this summer, I'm finally back on the channel with a big announcement. Finally, no more 9-to-5 job. I'm dedicating all my time for the YouTube channel to help you guys and create more and more content daily, to upload regularly and grow this channel as much as I can. So when we get that out of the way, welcome back to the How Do I Says channel, guys. My name is Ivan. Today we are going to look at a budget-oriented laptop. Back to school is now coming in the United States. A lot of kids are going back to school, and of course we're going to look at some laptops that can be a good option for them to take back to school or to do their schoolwork. And I'm going to start, as always, with some more budget-friendly options. Today we are going to look at the Lenovo IdeaPad 3, and this one is with the Ryzen 5500U, 8 GB of RAM, 250 GB of internal Nvme storage, 14-inch screen, 1080p IPS, which is supposed to be very good, but we're going to test that and see how it performs. And this one comes with a price tag around $450, which is a kind of a entry-level laptop for all the kids that want to go back to school, do their schoolwork, do some office work, and obviously try to play some games if you have some free time after all the homework, obviously. So the Lenovo IdeaPad 3 comes in many different versions, Intel obviously, and AMD. I chose the AMD naturally because I think it's going to perform a little bit better than the Intel versions, and I'm very curious to see how this new 5500U processor will stack up against some of the other AMD and some of the other Intel versions. And yeah, as always, we're gonna go through the unboxing, we're gonna open it, we're gonna see what can we upgrade, modify, change, do all kinds of things, and then at the end we're gonna talk about in the conclusion. Moving on with the unboxing of the IdeaPad 3, the Ryzen version. Real quick, I'm gonna open it and show you what's inside the box, which is very modest package, actually, not a lot of things, but that's to be expected for more budget-friendly orientated laptop. So off to the right side, we have our charger. Unfortunately, you cannot put these back into the unit. Some of the laptops I've seen in the past, you can flip those and kind of easy transportation sort of mode, but power delivery on this charger is 20 volts, 3.25 amps, and it's a barrel style charger, so no USB-C here, unfortunately. Strapped with hook and loop. Not bad, actually, for the money. Again, not bad at all. Now moving on to the laptop, let's see how it's packed. Pretty nice. What else is inside the box? Nothing really, just some warranty card from Lenovo, and that's it. We have a tiny IdeaPad user guide. Nothing really to write home about. This is going to go straight into the box as well. And here is the laptop. I really like the compact size, and trust me, if you're like middle schooler or even high schooler like my kids, you're definitely going to appreciate the smaller footprint and the lightweight of this laptop. It will be easier to be carried in your backpack and all around. Let's go around the ports real quick and see what it is. On the left side, we have the charging port, USB 3.1, HDMI, USB-C, and headphone jack. And on the right side, we have another USB, full size, and we have the SD card reader. Very nice. Some light indicators here as well. Nothing on the back side. And on the top, actually the top kind of looks like aluminum, but it's not. This is plastic with a nice Lenovo badge, and the color of this one is kind of like dark blue, navy blue. Hopefully the camera picks up the color nicely. On the bottom side, we have kind of a large ventilation port where the air can go inside for better cooling. We have a large back rubber foot and two smaller ones in the front. And right here on the front are the two stereo speakers, which are kind of well placed because they're not shooting down towards the desk. They're more like on an angle. So that's a good thing to see. And we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws, regular Phillips that we can pop off, open, and see what's inside, which of course we're gonna do as soon as we open it up and look at the keyboard. Now, screen itself is 1080p 14-inch matte screen, excellent, so there will be no glare, there will be no kind of major reflections like a mirror. Some more information here from Lenovo that I've seen in pretty much any Lenovo laptop. Nice protective recycled fabric. And one of the greatest things that I really like about these newer generations are inclusion of the biometrics or fingerprint reader on your power button. That way Windows Hello works faster and you can log into your laptop right away. A couple of stickers on this side which I really dislike. I really am hoping that they can place those stickers on the right side, because if your left palm is here all the time, this is kind of gonna peel off, fade away, and do all that stuff. We have a Ryzen 5 sticker, Radeon Graphics sticker, and IdeaPad 3. Privacy shutter, which is one of my favorite features for the camera on the Lenovo laptops. Physical shutter that you can open and close for the camera. Absolutely love that. I wish every manufacturer will have that as well. And then intelligent thermal with FN and Q, which we know that from any other Lenovo laptop. When you do FN and Q, that switches between the different modes, but we'll see how that's implemented in this laptop. As always, nice Lenovo keyboard, one of my favorites. Let's see if there's any juice so we can start it up. I guess not. We're gonna have to charge it. But before we start it up, I'm gonna flip it over and we're gonna open the back panel and see the internals. All right, so this time around, after removing all the 9 screws, I actually had to start from the front with my plastic card, not on the back. I had hard times doing it from the back. So prying from the front, going on all around, be patient, don't rush things, and lid will pop off. So predominantly plastic. We have some aluminum kind of foil on some high heat sections, I guess. And then let's see what else is inside. So we have the big, well, for the body of this laptop, big battery. It's 3,964 milliamp hours. I'm curious to find out how long this battery is going to last. It's 45 watt hours, but we'll see how much actually in real world power we can use. We have the 2 front stereo speakers in the front. Interesting enough, the placement of this thermal pad is not very correct over the Nvme drive, and the Nvme drive is from Western Digital. So plenty of space, 256 gigabytes, Western Digital, Nvme drive can be placed right here. It's not a full size, but full size can be used if you remove this kind of a metal holder. That way the full size Nvme drive can go all the way back. Nothing is obstructing it. You can upgrade this storage if you would like. Single heat pipe cooling solution with kind of a large fan, which is going to be placed on your right side when you flip the laptop over. I think, I'm sure it's going to be plenty for what we have inside. Just good thing to mention here is this is actually replaceable. It's on slot, it's not soldered. So you can actually take this one and upgrade it if you would like to have, let's say, Intel, the newest Wi-Fi 6 210 or 211, or even older 201, 200. Still good options, but we'll see the performance of this one. I'm expecting it not to be bad, and a lot of people will not even bother upgrading this Wi-Fi card. Now onto the memory. What do we have for memory? Let's see if I can remove this and see if we can upgrade it somehow. Now if you pop off the metal shielding, what we have inside is only 1 memory slot. Unfortunately, the memory stick here is RAM Cell 4 gigabytes. So what we have is 4 gigabytes on board and another 4 gigabytes on stick. So this is making 8 gigabytes. So what your options are: placing another stick of 8 gigabytes and making it 12, or placing another 16 gigabytes and making it 20. So yeah, for a budget laptop, actually, I'm not surprised, and I'm not even mad that there are not 2 slots, considering how small this body is. And for schoolwork, I mean, 8 gigabytes, it's a good way to start, considering you're not going to be doing anything too intensive on it. But of course, if you have a larger amount, it's going to be better. Now what I have here is 8 gigabytes on a single stick, same exact memory. This is from Samsung. I will pop this in and actually see if I can get the 12 gigabytes just in case, and see if that's going to work. and kind of give you that feedback. Quick comparison to the specs, we have the same PC4 3200 AA, both of them 3200 megahertz, so it shouldn't be a problem. In fact, I'm gonna just pop this one in here and go along with it. Putting the shield, just line it up precisely where it needs to be. So that's about it. There's nothing else we can upgrade. Obviously, if there's a larger battery, if for some reason they're offering, you can probably do that as well. But I think for the starters, this is fine. You can upgrade the wireless card, you can upgrade the memory, Nvme drive, and that's about it. So I'm gonna close it back in, charge it, and start it up, see if we can recognize this memory and see how fast this processor is. I'm really not familiar with it. I'm actually curious if it's going to be able to play lighter games like Fortnite, so maybe I can try that for you guys and see it. But let's move on to the next section. Now that Windows is installed, let's talk about a few things about the laptop right away. Several bloatwares that I don't want to see in laptops, but here they are. The first and the most notable one is McAfee. So first thing I'm doing, normally I'm going and removing all the unnecessary software that I consider to be a bloatware, that I really don't like and I don't want to see on a laptop. McAfee, which is absolute bloatware, and it's gonna go right in the trash bin as soon as possible. Not only slows down your computer, but it's absolutely not necessary because Windows have a built-in very good antivirus, and if you know what you're doing on the internet, you're never gonna catch a virus. All right, so after we remove this McAfee, what else we have? So we have a Microsoft 365 trial version. I'm gonna remove that as well because I don't need it. And I'm gonna be installing a different version of Office. And if we go down the list, not too many other things. Spotify, yeah, Spotify, you gotta go as well. I really don't need you on this laptop. What else do we have? That's pretty much it. So realistically, we have 3 or 4 software programs that I personally would consider bloatware, and I will remove almost instantly after getting any laptop or any computer for that matter. And I actually advise you to do the same. Some of those are really not needed, especially that pesky McAfee. What else to notice right away? Keyboard, really nice layout, FN and spacebar. Gives you light. So the first stage is kind of dim and the second one is brighter. Hopefully the camera picks it up, and then it's off. So you have 2 light stages and then off. On top we have volume controls, microphone control, light for the screen, which is actually pretty bright. I'm surprised how bright it is. Maybe that's about 250 to 300 nits. Screen, not bad at all. IPS, all matte. So very nice. Keyboard, which is kind of signature for a Lenovo. I always like the keyboards. The power button / fingerprint reader is excellent, working 9 out of 10 times for me, and I have no problem using it whatsoever. The touchpad is kind of on the small side, but of course, thinking about this is a 14-inch laptop, the footprint is not too big, so good enough, especially, you know, if it's for a kid. They have a smaller hands, it's not going to be an issue. So to notice right away, the memory I installed, the 8 gigabytes of RAM from Samsung, boosted up the laptop to 12 gigabytes. And of course, the Radeon Graphics is using 2 gigabytes. So now you have available 10 gigabytes. So just notice, if you're planning to use it with the 8 gigabytes that comes with it, -2, you're actually going to be using 6 gigabytes only because of that Radeon Graphics card is using 2 gigabytes from your RAM. So it's definitely worth replacing the 4 gigabytes stick that is coming in the laptop, putting at least 8 gigabytes. That way you're gonna have a little bit more RAM to kind of work and open maybe a lot of tabs on your browser and not worry about it too much. But other than that, I'm actually pretty impressed how fast and snappy everything is. I'm gonna test obviously Fortnite for you guys and we'll see how it performs. And of course, at the end, we're going to talk about in the conclusion if this is a good laptop for going back to school. Obviously on the budget-friendly side, around $450. Spoiler alert, so far I think it's excellent. And that's it, let's move on. All right, conclusion time. And what do I think about this Lenovo IdeaPad 14-inch AMD version? I like it a lot. And hear me out, some of the things I'm going to tell you why I think that this laptop for $450 is a very, very good option for anybody that is looking for a functional laptop to go right away and go back to school, start consume some media, maybe do some small media creation, and of course play a little bit of gaming, you know, how we do it here with some light gaming. Let's get on with the good things. Some of the things that I'm going to mention right away is the screen. I'm impressed how good that 14-inch 1080p IPS matte screen looks. A lot crispier than some of the other budget-oriented laptops I've seen in the past and reviewed in the past. So definitely that's a good option. Camera can be covered. Great option from Lenovo. They're kind of implementing this across most of their line. So this is great if you don't want those accidental camera ons when you're in your PJs, maybe, you know, studying from home. I don't know, whatever you do. But what else is good? It's very light, about 2 kilos, so not that bad. You can throw it back in your backpack and carry it all around school. Now, battery life with the 3-cell 45 watt-hour battery, don't expect any miracles. But with my experience, you can get about 5 to 6 hours of light work. If you play a little bit with the profiles, FN and Q changes the profile. So from performance, you can go to the battery saver, go through your whole pretty much school day with no problem, without having to charge it, without having to log the charger, which by the way is very compact and it's not a big deal to put it in your backpack and use it as well. So yeah, that's good. Good port options. We have USBs, regular size, USB-C. We have SD card. Now, minor negative here, the SD card is wired as USB 2, so you're not gonna see any blazing speeds. What I saw is maximum of 33 megabytes or 35 megabytes per second. Yeah, definitely not the fastest, but at least it's there and you can use it, you know, directly to put some media on. The built-in Nvme drive is Western Digital, very good. Kind of on the small side, 256 gigabytes, but it's easily upgradable and you can get a full size and put it on instead of this one. But to start, a 256 is not bad at all, considering you're going to do a lot of school work and you're going to have a lot of documents. That size is very good as well. The cooling solution is slightly on the louder end for my liking, especially if you have something more intensive that it's going to consume a lot of the CPU power. You know, running some games, running benchmarks, and something that uses that 6-core, 12-threaded 5500U. Yeah, you're definitely going to hear the fan spinning, but at the same time, it's not that obnoxious that I've seen on some other laptops, so not bad at all. When you're normal browsing and office work, you barely can hear the fan. Sometimes it goes off as well, so not bad at all. Keyboard is nice and comfortable, very good to type on. You have the 2 levels of brightness, excellent to see on that budget level laptop as well. Power buttons is double purpose and you have the fingerprint sensor on it, so Windows Hello on board. When you open the screen, the laptop starts. So if you go to the BIOS, you can enable and disable this feature when you open the screen, the laptop to start or not. The touchpad, it's plastic, it's a bit rattly again, but again, for the price, I'm not expecting anything crazy. Very responsive, good touches on it, so can't complain that much as well. Very good rubber feet on the bottom, large on the back, 2 in the front, stays on the desk without moving at all. Sound is okay again. For that price, don't expect you know, anything crazy, but at least the speakers are kind of on an angle in the front, firing towards you, so you can hear it better. And of course, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack. Plug in any headphones and the sounds gets a lot better. No noise from that one, sound is clear, and that's why I think for around $450, this is one of the best options you can get right now to send your kid back to school with. Another thing to mention, the USB-C port on the side unfortunately cannot output video. You have only the HDMI, which is fine, you know, if you want to do a double monitor, use the built-in one and one external, that could work. But the USB-C that's right here on the side can only be used for data and networking. You cannot charge through it as well. We have a regular style barrel charger. So you have some limitations with this laptop, but again, keep that in mind. You are paying $450 for a laptop that is very compact, has some modern features, modern CPU. Speaking of the CPU, 6 cores, 12 threads, 11 megabytes of cache, not bad at all. I mean, a couple years ago we were talking about desktop processors with similar components and similar power. This one can boost up to 4 gigahertz or 4050. So yeah, that's not bad at all. I think it's pretty comfortable. It can play Fortnite. I'm blown away that this configuration with that Radeon Graphics can play Fortnite, all minimum settings, 1080p with maximum 3D rendering. You can get between 45, 50 to about 80 frames, which is very playable considering the screen is only 60 hertz. I'm actually surprised. I mean, I was not expecting to perform that well in Fortnite, but here we are. So if you're done with your schoolwork and your homework, why not fire it up, play some Fortnite? Temperatures were pretty good. The maximum temperature I saw after benchmarks and gaming, 84 degrees on the CPU, which is very good. Again, I mean, I'm used to seeing 95 and above on gaming laptops with much better cooling solutions, but that single pipe cooling solution here on that 5500U Ryzen 5, I guess does the job well, and you can get pretty respectable temperatures and pretty respectable performance. Would I recommend this? Absolutely. I think for $450 you're going to be having a hard time finding something better or let's say comparable to this. Maybe some people like a little bit bigger screen, so 15-inch, I think 15-inch you can get for about the same price or maybe a little bit more. But I think for middle schooler, maybe elementary school, if they're requiring having laptops at school, I think this is a good option because the screen is perfect size, 14-inch. Oh, I mean, speaking of it, I also prefer it. You know, 15 inches is a little bit on the bigger side, and I have to carry it around on meetings or, you know, put it on my backpack for traveling. I prefer a smaller one, 13-inch or 14-inch. So 14-inch is kind of like the good middle ground that you can get enough real estate on your screen, and at the same time it's not going to be too small or too big. So yeah, enough talking for me. I absolutely love this laptop. I think for the price it's perfect, so highly recommend it. I'm going to leave links below in the description of the video where you can grab it from Amazon and other locations. And again, I'm back. There will be a constant content coming on the channel now. So you guys know, you always ask me questions, anything that you're interested in, I'm gonna try to help you as much as possible. And if you wanna support this channel directly, check the link in the description below. For a small price of a coffee, you can support me so I can continue to bring you more content regularly and help you out with anything you need. That's pretty much it, guys. Till next time, you have a wonderful day.